Hey college football fans, my name is Michael Branham. Today I'm going to be giving you a preview of the fourth game of the 2014 South Carolina Gamecock football season. Up next for the Gamecocks, we have the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are 1-2 on the season. They got their first win of the season last weekend against UMass at home, 34-31. Their offense put up a total of 310 yards in the game. Their quarterback, Patton Robinette, was 15 of 21 for 147 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions, while their running back, Ralph Webb, carried the ball 26 times for 116 yards and a touchdown. Defense for the Commodores last weekend allowed a total of 346 yards. 258 of those yards were passing and 88 yards were rushing. However, the defense for the Commodores have been struggling through the first three games. They're giving up an average of 36 points per game, and all of those games have been at home for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Gamecocks, however, are coming off a very emotional win this past weekend at home against the number 6 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. It was a crazy game. It came down to a late field goal missed by Georgia and a fourth down conversion right there at the end of the game for the Gamecocks. Offense for the Gamecocks put up a total of 447 yards. Dylan Thompson was 21 of 30 for 271 yards and 3 touchdowns with 1 interception there late in the game. Brandon Wiles led the way for the running backs for the Gamecocks. He carried the ball 14 times for 93 yards and a touchdown. Nick Jones was the Gamecocks' leading receiver. He caught 4 passes for 87 yards. However, tight end Busta Anderson and wide receivers Shaq Rowland and Pharaoh Cooper all caught touchdown passes in the game. The defense for the Gamecocks was much better. They only allowed 408 yards. 191 of those yards were passing and 217 of those yards were rushing. They were able to slow down Todd Gurley, even though he did have 20 carries in the game for 131 yards and a touchdown. They did much better tackling this weekend and gang tackling on all the running backs and the receivers in the game. Keys to the game this weekend against Vanderbilt. I think this one's going to come down to talent and experience. The Gamecocks have been clicking on offense lately, and their defense has improved, while Vanderbilt is struggling pretty bad. All of their games have been at home, but 2 of those games were blowout wins. And last weekend against UMass, Vanderbilt needed a late punt block for a touchdown and a drive late in the game to win that game in comeback fashion. But the Gamecocks are coming off a pretty emotional win at home, and usually that tends to lead to a letdown game. But I do not think that's going to be the case this weekend. This is the first road game for the Gamecocks, but they are coming in as 21-point favorites. My final score prediction for the game, I got the Gamecocks winning this one pretty easily, 41-13. The past few games against Vanderbilt has been pretty close, but that was when Vanderbilt had Coach James Franklin, and he treated every game like it was a bowl game or like it was a Super Bowl for Vanderbilt. But it's just not that case so far with new coach, Coach Mason. I think Vanderbilt is still trying to find their identity, and they've been struggling. And Gamecocks haven't lost a game in Vanderbilt since 2008, and right now they're just rolling too much. And coming off that big win on Georgia, I think they're just going to build, and I think that defense for the Gamecocks is going to improve even more coming off that huge win at home last weekend. But we'll find out this weekend coming up. Kickoff is Saturday at 7:30 on SEC Network, and we'll see what the Gamecocks can do. Last thing I'm going to do for this video today, I'm going to do a couple shout-outs. Would like to thank my friend Ashley Price. She's responsible for all the logos I've had the last few weeks that were requested by a couple people that I should have logos for the opposing team, so I thank her for that. I want to thank my buddy Jeff for giving me insight each week. He keeps the Twitter feed going for me, so I know what's going on as far as the Gamecocks news and their opponents. And last but not least, this weekend, I want to thank my little brother Jacob. I know he's watching this video. I just want to give him a shout out. He always gives me the most criticism and the most sarcasm each week, but that's what brothers are for. But as always, I thank everybody who's watching this video. Please be sure to like and comment on it and share for those around you to see. And once again, I thank everybody. Everyone have a great weekend, and go Gamecocks.